This is Josh from WA Production, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the recently added MStarterFXBundle that we have added to our store from Melda Production. The reason we have decided to add these products is because Melda Production makes incredibly high quality plugins that no one else really is competing with in terms of how detailed they are and how much flexibility they give you and control over the itty bitty stuff inside of every effect. So I'm going to show you a few of my favorite ones from this bundle and kind of how they work and give you an example, and hopefully you can see how amazing they are. These plugins that you get from our store as well are the extended versions, which means that they have capabilities like the ability to resize the GUI, a variety of different things, saving and loading presets, upsampling, all sorts of other details. So you get the full versions of these plugins for a really low price from our store. So the first one I want to show you guys is MFrequencyShifter. So MFrequencyShifter is an amazing effect plugin, and I'm just going to play the sound that I've got first without it on. So you can create some really cool sounds with MFrequencyShifter, and it gives you a ton of control over the shape of your wave, as well as really getting into the details of the slopes and the steps involved and the smoothness. And so let's jump into the presets really quick. So we heard it as it was. Let's hear a little bit of stereo expansion. I really like the a little bit of detune that gives it kind of that, not lo-fi, but just kind of old school retro sound. If you want to give it a little bit of that echoey kind of distant vibe, these are some good presets. So obviously you can really, mess with the automations, get into the real details here to make some really cool sounds, some effects as far as pitch shifting, as well as just giving it that echo effect, making it wider, some chorus effects, all sorts of stuff that you can do with this one. So that's really cool. All right. So the next one I want to show you is their MLoudnessAnalyzer. So MLoudnessAnalyzer is a really detailed and robust metering plugin that can tell you all sorts of details about your peaks, true peaks, your range in LUFS, which is essentially a standard today. And what's really cool is that you can jump into the presets and do it based on the platform you are mastering your music for. So you can essentially say, hey, I'm making this for Spotify. Let's set it to the targets. And so Spotify's target loudness is -14 LUFS. And so it sets it to that. And now you can compare your music to where it stands in terms of the standards that you're shooting for. And now we can compare it with YouTube. And then they even have some recommendations based on music style. So you want to go for jazz. Another really awesome feature is that you can auto gain them. So let's say you've got your track here and you want it to be shooting for -14. You can have the gain output adjusted so that if you, let's say you're at -13, it'll adjust it down by 1. but you want to have it analyze it for a while. This is not going to be accurate because I only analyzed it for a short second. If you let it play through the whole song and then do it, it'll be pretty accurate. You also can do a batch auto gain, which is really awesome and super time saving. So you can basically import all these tracks and then have it all auto gain at once to your desired target loudness and all of that. So that's really helpful and really awesome if you're doing a batch of files, like let's say you're making a sample pack or something like that. So really cool. I love this plugin, makes it super easy. You can export it to Wave, which is pretty awesome. All right, so next in our list is MAutoPitch. And so this is good on pretty much anything, but it's really cool to use on vocals, understandably. And so let's turn this off and hear how the vocal sounds. So you can basically set what key you want it to be in. So we can also go into a variety of other keys. Depends on the preset and stuff, but you can jump in. Let's make her sound like a man. You can create some harmonics, some harmonies just by doing that. I love this plugin because it can make it just really fast to create really cool vocal effects in a short amount of time. You can do some stereo width messing around here as well. It just makes it really easy to both tune your vocals and give it some additional effects. Next, I'm going to show you MWaveFolder. So we've got this sound right here. So some really beautiful chords. Let's turn this on. I love that one. That sounds really cool. I love the grit and grime that it gives it to that lower end and really just kind of crunches it and adds that layer to make it sound really warm and analog. You can obviously modify all the different parameters yourself. All right, so that's a really cool one. It's got one of the better sounding distortion sounds that I've come across. And just the amount of control that you have over all these different parameters. There's so much you can do with it that is just really impressive, and I love it. And you can always just randomize things and see what sounds good. It's really fun to do that. All right, and the last one I want to feature today is the MRingModulator. I do love me some ring modulation. It really can add some really cool effects to all different kinds of sounds. So I've got this loop right here. All right, sounding cool as is, but let's add some ring modulation. like the sound of that one. That one's really cool. So you're taking something that sounds pretty cool as it is and giving it an entirely different character and making it a completely new sound that maybe fits better with your mix. There's a much more glitchy electronic sound there. There's so much control. You can control the individual harmonics here. All right, so I hope that you have gotten a good idea of the power of these plugins, and this is only 5 of the 16 plugins included in the MStarterFXBundle. Really, you got to hear it for yourself, and so I highly suggest that you grab this bundle. It's priced really well, and so there's really no reason not to, and you automatically get 16 effects that, honestly, I plan to use in all of my mixes. So really highly suggested. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let us know what you think about these products.